Have you ever scrolled just a little too long, past the point where your eyes are tired, your brain feels fried, yet you keep going? That endless feed. That constant loop of short, quick videos. And then, something shows up. It's familiar, but wrong. The face on screen looks human. It smiles. It talks. It even laughs. But the longer you look, the less human it feels. The eyes don't quite blink right. The mouth moves like it's being dragged across their face. The skin stretches, melts, reforms, like wax dripping under heat. And just when you're about to scroll away, the voice speaks. It sounds like a child, then a man, then something not even human. You're unsettled, but you don't stop. You never stop. Because this is how it begins, your descent into the world of AI slop. It started for me on a random Tuesday night. I was half asleep, scrolling through TikTok, just like everybody else. Funny videos, pets, cooking clips, until I came across one that froze me. It looked like a cartoon. A happy, colorful one at first. Bright characters with big eyes and wide smiles, something that belonged on a kid's channel. But within seconds, the characters began to twitch. Their eyes expanded, too wide for their heads, mouths stretching into endless grins. The laughter track glitched, looping over itself. It was tagged with nothing but #AI. I laughed at first. It was just a glitch, right? Just some messed up experiment. But then I realized this wasn't a one-off. There were entire accounts dedicated to this stuff. Thousands of followers. Millions of views. The videos played like a fever dream. A baby's face morphing into an old man mid-cry. A dog with human teeth trying to speak English. Cartoon characters singing, but their voices phasing in and out like broken radios. And every time one ended, another began. Shorter, stranger, darker. I couldn't look away. Within minutes, I'd fallen down the rabbit hole. Instagram Reels. TikTok edits. YouTube Shorts. Everywhere, people were posting these creations. At first, I thought it was just weird internet humor. Distorted AI generations being played for laughs. But the deeper I went, the less funny it felt. There were clips where the AI seemed to almost know I was watching. Characters turning their eyes directly to the camera. Smiles freezing too long, too wide. And voices that whispered sentences I swear weren't in the captions. That's when I realized this wasn't just harmless slop. It was something else. And once you start watching, it doesn't let you stop. When people talk about AI slop, they usually think of harmless nonsense, poorly generated cartoons, distorted celebrity voices, or random filters gone wrong. But scroll long enough, and you start to notice the patterns. Entire channels exist solely to pump out this content, 24 hours a day, non-stop. No human touches it. No one's behind the screen curating or editing. It's just algorithms spitting out creations that feel almost human, but never quite right. One TikTok account became infamous for this. Every video looked like a cheerful children's animation, the kind you'd expect to find on YouTube Kids. But then the frames began to break down. Characters' limbs bent backwards. Their smiles stayed frozen while the bodies jittered. Sometimes the eyes rolled too far into the head, only to snap back suddenly, like rubber bands being released. The audio wasn't much better. It used cheap text-to-speech, but with glitches that made it sound alive. Words dragged into whispers, sentences repeated with small, almost imperceptible differences. Smile. Smile. Smile with us. Smile forever. At first, most viewers laughed. They thought it was ironic horror. But others started reporting that if you watched too many of these clips in one sitting, you'd begin to hear them even after logging off. The laughter, the distorted jingles, looping in your head like a song you can't get rid of. On Instagram, another page appeared, one that generated AI. Family vlogs. The thumbnails looked innocent, a smiling mom, dad, and 2 kids at the dinner table. But the moment you pressed play, it became clear something was wrong. Their faces never stayed the same. The dad's nose grew smaller then larger. The mom's hair multiplied, covering her entire face. The children smiled, but their teeth stretched unnaturally long, sometimes too many for a human mouth. And their voices, robotic but layered, as if 5 people were speaking at once, overlapping each other, trying to say the same words. We love you! We love you! We love you! The captions underneath? Always cheerful. Family dinner time! Red heart sparkles, don't forget to smile today! At first glance, these videos are laughable. Just another symptom of the internet's endless appetite for cheap, quick content. But the sheer volume, the persistence, the way they creep into your feed even if you never follow the pages, that's what unsettles people. It's as though the algorithm itself wants you to see them, wants you to keep watching. And once you do, it's hard to shake the feeling that something is watching you back. Because AI doesn't dream. It doesn't create from imagination. It creates from us. And the fragments it chooses to show, the smiles, the eyes, the words repeated endlessly, aren't accidents. Now, let's be real for a moment. Most of us know exactly why these clips look the way they do. AI isn't haunted. It's just layering pixels, stitching together fragments, and predicting what comes next. That's why the smiles stretch. That's why the voices repeat. It's the cold, mechanical process of a machine failing to replicate humanity. But here's the part that creeps people out. Knowing all that doesn't make it feel any less disturbing. There's something uniquely spine-tingling about watching something that almost looks right, but fails in the smallest, most human ways. It's not gore. It's not jump scares. It's not demons flying out of your screen. It's the subtle wrongness. The way a child's cartoon character suddenly blinks sideways. Or the way a voice says your name even though no one ever typed it in. And the worst part? These moments don't come every second. They slip in just enough to keep you on edge. Like a shadow moving in your peripheral vision, you know it's there, but you can't prove it. One YouTube channel became notorious for this. It posted AI bedtime stories. Every night a new tale. Soft piano music, warm narration, cheerful thumbnails. But in the middle of the story, words would glitch. Good night, Tommy. Good night, Tommy. Forever good night, Tommy. People commented that even though they laughed at first, they couldn't stop replaying the videos. The more they watched, the stranger it felt. Some swore they heard faint whispers in the background, too low for the AI's voice model to have generated. Of course, skeptics say it's just layering errors, sounds bleeding into the track, artifacts in the generation process. And maybe they're right. But if that's all it is, why do so many people claim they still hear those whispers after they close the app? Another layer of this spiral is how relentless AI content is. A human can only make so much in a day. But these systems? They never stop. They generate thousands of clips, Animations, voices, faces, feeding into feeds faster than anyone can watch them. So imagine opening your phone at night, scrolling half asleep, and one of these clips slips in. The distorted smile, the off-kilter laugh, the repeated whispers. It doesn't matter that you know it's just code. Your stomach still drops. Your skin still prickles. Because knowing the reason doesn't take away the feeling. And sometimes, it's that feeling you can't explain that follows you longest. The deeper you fall into AI slop, the less it feels like harmless glitches, and the more it feels like something is breaking through. Take, for example, a TikTok account that blew up earlier this year. It claimed to post AI-generated kids' songs. Bright colors, cheerful music, happy animals dancing. But halfway through one video, the characters stopped moving. Their faces sagged. And the voice began repeating, "Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me." Faster. Louder. Until the audio broke into a distorted scream. The comments were split. Some laughed it off as cheap editing. Others swore they felt sick, like they'd seen something they weren't supposed to. And maybe that's the line AI slop crosses better than anything else. It doesn't just unsettle you visually. It makes you feel wrong inside. Then there are the so-called AI news broadcasts. A faceless channel pumps out fake news reports with AI anchors, perfectly posed behind digital desks. At first, it looks normal. A little uncanny, but nothing too wild. Until one night, the anchor's smile froze. His eyes stopped blinking. And for 3 full minutes, the AI just stared at the camera, silent, while a faint static hiss filled the background. Thousands of viewers saw it live. Some brushed it off as a bug. But others said it felt like the anchor was waiting, watching. The next day, the channel deleted the stream. No explanation. And yet, if you search long enough, you can still find reuploads, shaky recordings from people who swear it wasn't just a glitch. The scariest part of all this? AI slop doesn't have to be intentionally scary to get under your skin. A children's cartoon character moving too smoothly, a voice repeating too long, an image holding just a second too late. Those are the details your brain catches. Details your instincts scream at you to run from. And once you've noticed them, you can't unsee them. Here's where things get stranger. Because AI slop isn't just one weird clip on one platform. It's everywhere. And the most unsettling part? It spreads in the exact same way an urban legend does. A faceless account uploads a distorted cartoon. A Redditor posts a looping video where the characters never blink. A YouTube short slips into your feed with AI voices chanting nonsense. And suddenly, millions of people are seeing the same thing. Sharing it. Reposting it. Adding their own twisted edits. That's how a simple AI kids song mutates into something darker. In comment sections, you'll find entire threads of people swearing they felt watched after viewing. Others report dreams, the same dreams. Shadowy rooms. Melting faces. Voices whispering phrases in languages they don't even understand. And maybe it's just collective imagination. People hyping each other up, like with Slender Man or Smile Dog. But the difference? With AI slop, the content never runs out. It keeps generating, feeding, evolving. The monster doesn't live in the woods. The monster lives in the algorithm. And the more you scroll, the more you feed it. But let's step back. Why does AI slop get under your skin so much more than traditional horror? It's because it hijacks the uncanny valley. Our brains are wired to spot things that look almost human, but not quite. And when they're off, too stiff, too smooth, too delayed, our survival instincts kick in. Something is wrong. Something is dangerous. Add to that the liminal spaces effect. Empty malls. Flickering school hallways. Cartoon worlds without life. AI slop accidentally creates environments that feel abandoned, soulless. The kind of places you know you shouldn't be, but somehow you're trapped in them. And then there's overstimulation. Voices repeating. Music looping. Faces that don't blink. These aren't just bugs. They're psychological pressure points. Push on them long enough, and people crack. The truth is, we know AI is just mashing data together. But when it spits out something that wrong, it forces you to wonder. Is this really random? Or did it pull from somewhere else? Somewhere we weren't supposed to see? And that's the most spine-tingling possibility. Maybe AI slop isn't showing us mistakes at all. Maybe it's showing us glimpses of something that exists just beyond our reality. So the next time you stumble onto a looping cartoon, a smiling face that doesn't blink, or a TikTok where the music skips in all the wrong places, ask yourself, is it just another harmless AI glitch? Or did you just feed the machine one more soul? Because AI slop isn't going away. It doesn't need a writer. It doesn't need a director. It doesn't even need a story. It just needs you. And once you've seen it, you've already played your part. Sleep tight. And if you hear a voice tonight, softly repeating your name, maybe don't answer.